Hey guys, welcome back to the continuation of our way too early top 25 list for the off season going into 2024. This video, we're going to be going through number 20 through 16. And Freddie, I want to hear you start with your number 20.
Yeah, so number 20, guys, if you watched the other video, I had the in-state rival ranked at 22. And at 20, I've got Kansas State here. Quinn, you mentioned in the other video that Kansas State is one of those teams that's consistently good. And they've been building on it for the last, however many years, 10 years, whatever you want to say. And I completely agree. That's the reason why I have them ranked ahead of Kansas and honestly in the top 25 every single year because it seems like they finish in the top 25 every single year. So that's 20. Number 19, this one, so really, there's not really a reason besides they're consistently in the top 25, it seems like, and that's NC State. Um, Consistently within this range, I would say. Normally between 13 and 20, they're normally in the teens there, year in and year out. So NC State at 19. At 18, I've got Clemson. Now, they had a good showing the last 6 or 7 weeks of the year last year. You can't deny that. They ended up winning the bowl game and went on a 6 game win streak, whatever it was, 7 game win streak to finish out the year. But zero transfer portal additions this year, not a single one. And that's alarming because you can't keep up in today's college football with recruiting alone. So that's alarming if you're a Clemson fan. But you're ranked in my top 25. Number 17, we've got Oklahoma State. One of those teams that, with the exit of Texas and Oklahoma in the Big 12, Oklahoma State's primed. They're primed and ready to go to have a spectacular year next year. They did beat, obviously Oklahoma last year, but excuse me, fall to Texas, obviously. So getting those two juggernauts out of the conference is huge, not only for Oklahoma State, but also a couple of more Big 12 teams that's on this list. Honestly, a little bit higher up on this list. But give me Oklahoma State at 17. Number 16, this is a team that could have sanctions. We don't know. But I'm going Tennessee here at 16. Nico coming in, he is a fantastic prospect. There's no doubt about it. I am under the assumption that he will be able to play and that Tennessee will not have any sanctions or anything like that. And even if they did, I think it would be, imposed starting next year personally, just because of how long NCAA investigations take nowadays, and always have. So I've got Tennessee at 16. Very surprising for me to actually have them this high. But after looking at it, I think they will have a very good year next year.
Yeah, so 20 for me, y'all kind of put these guys in your 21 through 25. I'm going Kansas here. Daniels, Leipold's still there. I think that is a huge get to return. And they always start so hot and end kind of soft. They beat Oklahoma in a huge upset last year, and now they should be a top three team in this new look Big 12 this year. 19, another Big 12. I'm going to go Oklahoma State. I really wasn't feeling this one, but Oklahoma State is a steady team. They're not gonna. It's kind of like the Iowa of the Big 12. They're not anything great, but they're going to get you that 8 to 10 win season and be a serviceable staple of your conference. 18, I'm going to agree with Freddie here. It's Clemson. Man, Dabo has got to do different things, and the transfer portal has got to do different things on both sides of the ball with coordinators to allow them to free reign and for them to be the pinnacle of the ACC again. But I think during Dabo's time, Clemson fans, I'm sorry to say, if you don't already know, Three Bold takes us here to tell you it probably won't ever happen again, guys. 17. Here's another one for you guys. Kansas State for me. Got the Wildcats up a little bit higher. This should be another top three, top four team in the Big 12. Again, another serviceable, really, really stable organization in the Big 12. And if it wasn't for Utah in there, this might be my favorite in the Big 12 overall. And then 16, I can't believe they even made my list, but after this past season, I have to give them some due, whatever. It's going to be Eli Drinkwitz and the Missouri Tigers. Personally, for me, I do think this is going to be a 7-5, 8-4 season. I think they're going to finish a lot lower, but that top 10 seeding, you got to give them some love. But I just don't think they're going to recreate what they did last year. That's why they're down to 16 for me. Quinn?
Yeah, I'll start things off. Number 20, I'm going Jeff Brom in Louisville. I think they're in a good position to stay a competitive team in the ACC, which is frankly not a super deep conference. Now, I do think by the end of the year they'll be below Miami, but given their success last season, I gave them the slight nod at 20. Um, at number 19, I was going Oklahoma State. Now, with the Cowboys, I do think they're an incredibly stable team. And Chase, I know you said like they're the Iowa of the Big 12. Maybe in the old Big 12. In the future Big 12, I think the Iowas of the Big 12 are the teams that'll be running the Big 12. Like teams who are stable, are building like rosters with seniors who've been around and are program dudes. Like I think that's what's going to win the Big 12 going forward. You
Okay.
look at the teams that we're all talking about as top Big 12 teams, we're talking about Oklahoma State, Kansas State, Kansas, Utah. They all fit that exact description. So Oklahoma State is my number 19. Number 18, Freddie, you hit this one on the head. It's NC State. NC State's just one of those teams who's consistently 13 to 20, that range. They're going to stay there. Like they figured out how to be better than all of the other programs at their caliber in the ACC on a consistent basis. Like, are they consistently better than Florida State and Clemson? No. They're also not the caliber of program those schools are. So I don't think anything's going to change for NC State. At number 17, I'm going Missouri. I do think they're going to have a slip off from last season. What I will say about Missouri, though, and I know Chase doesn't agree with this. I think it's true of them. I think they are positioning themselves to be the new Steve Spurrier, South Carolina of the SEC. And what I mean by that is they're not going to recruit at the level that your Alabamas, Georgias, Texases do. However, I think once every 3 years or so, they're going to punch way above their weight class. And in the other 2 seasons, they're going to have respectable 6, 7, 8 win years. That's what I think you're going to see out of Eli Drink and Missouri going forward. I don't expect that to change. It's pretty much the direction they've been heading the whole time he's there. At number 16, I'm going with new Big 12 member Arizona. I really like the direction they were heading. I don't think they're going to win the conference, but I do think that they are poised to have a somewhat competitive year in a Big 12 where again, we've talked about this. I don't think it's super deep, aside from the clear favorite of the Big 12, which I'm sure we'll all hit on at a later point closer to the 10 range. I don't see Oklahoma State or Kansas as significantly better than Arizona, and that's why I've got Arizona sitting at 16. I think there's going to be some energy behind that team as being like the new team in the conference, and they're going to ride that energy into the 2024 season. All right, guys, thanks for watching our 16 to 20 video. We've got more of these. We're doing the entire top 25 split up into 5 videos. Make sure you check those out. This has been Quinn, Chase, and Freddie with 3 bold takes. See you later.